most of you probably need to be harder on yourselves. I'm dead serious. Too many people have this mindset that if they make a mistake, and said mistake was totally within their control, that they need to accept that they did the best with what they had at the time because that's self-love. No, it isn't. It's a lie. If hindsight shows you that there was, in fact, a better option on the table that you either did not choose, you did not see because of your own lack of perspicacity, or you simply did not go for because it was the harder of the two options. If hindsight shows you that you could have done better, that's something to beat yourself up about. Not for the rest of your life, not to the point that you're depressed, not to the point that you want to destroy yourself purely because you fucked up. But just enough so that you know not to make the same mistake twice, so that you don't fuck it up again. That's the whole point of hindsight. That's the whole point of looking back at your mistakes and taking total accountability for them. Understanding that you screwed up. It's important, purely because if you don't understand that you screwed up at some point, you're going to screw up again, and again, and again. Now, this whole concept of self-love, let me let you in on a little secret. Real self-love is holding yourself to a higher standard than everybody else around you. That means that tough love is required. You have to understand that if you truly love yourself, you're not going to sell yourself short. You're not going to settle for less than your best. You're not going to sit there and think, you know what, I did the best I could, when really you didn't. You wouldn't lie to yourself if you really loved yourself. If you're lying to yourself, that means that you don't like who it is that you really are. You don't like what it is you actually did. In fact, you quite despise it. You don't love yourself if you lie to yourself. If you love yourself, you're going to tell yourself the truth, which means that you're going to be very hard on yourself from time to time. This does not mean that every little mistake is some life-altering event. But what it does mean is that when you do screw something up, please, for the love of God, do not gloss it over. Do not set it to the wayside. Don't sweep it under the rug just because it's embarrassing to look at. It's supposed to be embarrassing to look at. You're supposed to feel bad for fucking that up. Whatever it is, you know what it is. I know you're thinking about it right now. You're supposed to feel bad about that. And the reason being, that is your conscience telling you that you could have done better, which means you need to learn from that mistake and never make it again. Ever. That's how you never lose in life, is anytime you do make a single mistake, you never make that same mistake twice. It's a measure of intelligence if you really think about it. If you go out with a specific type of person and it ends up screwing you over, and you go out with that same specific type of person and they screw you over again, and you keep doing that until you finally figure out, oh, I'm picking the wrong people. You learned. If you figure that out after the first time, I'm not going out with that type again. You've learned faster. You're smarter. You get ahead quicker. But only because you analyze and figure out, okay, I screwed up. I picked the wrong person. I need to move on. Same thing with business. You make a mistake in business, you need to recognize it and you need to correct it immediately. If you are the terrible person to somebody else, you need to recognize it and correct it immediately for future relationships. Don't go around trying to win your ex back. It's probably not going to work because they're going to have this thought in the back of their head. What if he hasn't changed? Don't do that. Just find a new girl. But either way, I'm going off on a tangent at this point, but the basic idea of this video still stands. If you screw up, beat yourself up about it. Learn from your mistakes and become better. Don't see beating yourself up as a bad thing. It is part of real self-love. If you have any questions, there's links in the description. You can talk to me anytime. message me, even go on a voice call with me if you join the Discord. But again, going off on a tangent, my name is Christopher Strobach. I get on here and I rant about anecdotal mindsets I have that I find are extremely useful to me. My whole being is that they're extremely useful to you. If you found any value in anything that I just said, the only thing that I ask is that you make use of it. Again, there are various links. You can click the buttons. You cannot click the buttons. I don't really care. What I do care about is that you get after it, kick some ass, and I'll see you in the next one.